केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
After a cancellation, after a CBI investigation, after arrests, after committees, after reforms, after promises of a foolproof system, the government is now discussing whether the Indian Air Force should transport NEET question papers for the re-examination on the 21st of June. Let that sink in. The Air Force is being considered because the system no longer appears capable or confident of trusting itself. For 23 lakh students, this isn't a confidence building measure. It is a stunning admission of institutional collapse and failure. And that is why the opposition is in full attack mode tonight, and rightly so. What next, they ask? ISRO for invigilation, NASA for checking answer sheets, submarines for scanned copies, and maybe even BrahMos missiles for paper leak mafias?
यहाँ में हम अगले देश होंगे जहाँ की वायुसेना अब परीक्षा लेने का काम करेंगी।
धर्मेंद्र प्रधान हो, नरेंद्र मोदी जी हो, वायुसेना की मदद ले लें, ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल लगा दे, लेकिन परीक्षा लीक तो हो चुकी है ना।
और एक नई जिम्मेदारी उनके ऊपर आ गई, ये एग्जाम ले लो भाई। क्या ये आर्मी का काम है? ये फेलियर ऑफ सिस्टम गवर्नमेंट है।
People should not question our intent. The intent is very clear that there should be fair examination for the student because it comprises future of 22 lakh students which cannot be jeopardized at any cost.
This decision itself would be quite a retrograde one because the armed forces are not meant for these jobs. So kindly don't use the resources in such manner.
And even as the government argues that extraordinary measures are needed to secure the June 21st NEET retest, the Supreme Court today delivered a stinging reminder, calling the entire NEET leak episode traumatic for students and families. The court stressed that the real problem will not end until accountability is fixed. Have you seen any of that happening so far? Well, I haven't heard about it. Have you? The Supreme Court asking that question. The centre, meanwhile, told the judges that the Prime Minister himself is personally supervising the situation and new safeguards are being put in place. But that assurance itself is now fueling a larger debate. If the Prime Minister has to personally monitor the exam, if the Defence Ministry has to step in, and if the Air Force, Indian Air Force, is being considered for transporting papers, does it reflect maximum vigilance or expose the depth of failure in the NDA?
विश्वास तो बिल्कुल करना चाहिए क्योंकि एक साल गया है बच्चों का।
सच्चे में आपसे बोलता हूँ कि आप कहाँ पे विश्वास रखें और कहाँ पे नहीं, ऐसा अभी हो रहा है सर।
See, the track record they have is not much appreciated.
Meanwhile, the CBSE crisis too has exploded into a direct Rahul Gandhi versus Dharmendra Pradhan showdown. Rahul Gandhi demanding answers over CBSE's decision to award the OSM contract to a private company called Coemt Edutech, asking whether due diligence was carried out and who cleared the deal despite the company's controversial past. But the BJP is hitting right back, as aggressively accusing Rahul Gandhi of selective outrage and pointing out that the same company continues to work with institutions and universities in Congress-ruled states of Karnataka and Telangana.
Why and by whom was Coemt given the CBSE contract? If we could figure out in 30 seconds this company earlier had a different name, why didn't the CBSE figure this out? And why were no background checks done?
Evaluation process, the OSM process. The spotlight is also on CBSE's response. Sources claim principals were encouraged to amplify positive messaging on OSM, with strikingly similar endorsements surfacing from multiple schools. critics call it a scripted applause campaign. CBSE has denied any coordinated outreach, but you can judge for yourself because these words are cut copy paste and they tell their own story.
It was introduced with a positive outlook.
From an academic standpoint, the OSM system has fundamentally improved the structural integrity of our assessments.
By automating totals and question-based score mappings, it completely eliminates the human clerical errors, such as calculation slips or posting mistakes, which used to plague traditional physical marking.
And finally, beyond the politics and beyond the blame game lies the biggest story of it all. The cost of failure. Refunds, retests, security upgrades, re-evaluations and administrative expenses have pushed the estimated bill close to 1,000 crore rupees. Viewers, the real cost isn't financial. It is the cost paid by students who lost time, parents who lost peace of mind, and a generation whose faith in the examination system has been badly shaken. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight I have questions for the government. And the questions begin right here, right now. How many technical glitches does it take before the government accepts there is a systemic failure in India's examination system? Was the OSM on-screen marking system fully tested before being imposed on lakhs of students whose futures depend on these exams and these marks? Who approved the rollout, and will any official take responsibility if errors have impacted results for students? Why are students reporting blurred answer sheet scans, unreadable copies and alleged mismatches in handwritings because it's not their own answer sheet? How can parents trust the integrity of evaluation when even basic transparency is being questioned? After NEET paper leaks, grace mark controversies and now CBSE evaluation concerns, why should students, why should parents believe the system is still fair? It's a question that needs to be answered by the government. Is the government willing to order an independent audit of the OMS system and the entire evaluation process? When students make mistakes, they lose years, they lose marks and opportunities. When the systems make mistakes, who pays the price? It's a question that needs to be answered fair and square, eye into eye. Respond to the students and parents. Does the BJP government understand the psychological trauma and uncertainty being imposed on millions of middle-class families? At what point does the government stop calling these incidents isolated issues and admit there is an institutional collapse in the examination governance? So, ladies and gentlemen, the legitimate question I'm asking on the news are tonight: the Indian Air Force to airlift NEET exam papers. But who will lift the trust in the exam system? That's the question and the debate on the other.
Watching the news hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson of the BJP, Tushar Gupta, political analyst, Priyanka Kakkar, chief national spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, Ashwini Kumar Mishra, leader of the Congress Party, Abbas Haider, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, A. Saravanan, national spokesperson of the DMK. But my first question goes to Professor Manish Kumar Verma. Is a parent of a NEET student, and Professor Manish Kumar Verma. Where should I begin? My question to you is, what are you going through and what is your faith in this system that currently prevails, where assurances are being given, but the details that come out really frighten every single citizen?
Yeah, so today morning I am reading the newspaper. So in the newspaper, I have seen a heading कि our माननीय जो हमारे राजनाथ जी हैं, मंत्री जी, and the quotation was there that how the NEET paper was delivered by our Indian Air Force. So I was really shocked reading this news. There is no concern about this. What parents were going, under what dilemma we are going on, what our children are suffering. So this is totally the failure of the system. What it is showing. So number of people, number of ministers are just making commitment. Now our students, we are with students. The NTA has just started the refund. I have also done the refund, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to the test. My series 65 days, my children, my child, my daughter prepare for NEET exam. And what happened after giving the exam? She was very happy and saying that, Papa, yes, this time I will crack the exam. But now what happened? I don't know. After the 21st of June examination, what will be the output? I do not know. Because by seeing the scenario, I have seen that the papers were leaked. Already last year it was also leaked. It is showing, but it is total failure. What I am seeing that the lower level schools and the disturbance is on upper level. There's no even a simple answer I can find out what's going on.
Absolutely, Manish Kumar Verma. As a parent, I understand the pain and the complete. One just feels so frustrated with the system, so helpless that your child is studying, preparing for a year, and then instead of thinking about the exam, the questions, what they are thinking about is leak to nahi ho jayega. Retest to nahi ho jayega. I've done well this time. What will be my fate next time? I completely understand that trauma. And Pradeep Bhandari, you're from the BJP. मैं आपको ना साष्टांग प्रणाम करना चाहती हूं क्योंकि नीट का क्वेश्चन पेपर नहीं संभल रहा, सीबीएसई का आंसर पेपर नहीं संभल रहा. भारत दुनिया की थर्ड इकोनॉमी बनने वाली है. We can't manage NEET, we can't manage CBSE, but we are going to be the number 3 economy in the world. Do you think anybody will believe you, Pradeep? And do you think this is what we deserve as citizens of this country when it comes to holding examinations for 23 lakh students of NEET, 18.5 lakh students of CBSE in a country of 140 crore? IAF is now going to fly question papers. फिर अगली बार डेंगू फैलेगा तो राफेल निकालेंगे क्या?
Well, Navika ji, the sentiment that you echo is the sentiment which is there in the country, and we empathize with it, we completely respect it, and these are unprecedented times and it calls for unprecedented measure. What we are taking as a measure is not happened for the first time. In China, there is a common entrance test called as Gaokao, where regularly the defense forces and the air forces are used to transport the papers, at the same time ensuring there is no leak. Despite that, you see thousands of people being punished in China. I am not justifying what has happened. I've acknowledged what has happened even in the Honorable Court. And this is why the Honorable Prime Minister has himself now ensured that he is monitoring the situation. The Honorable Court says that the NTA should learn from UPSC. Yes, the NTA will learn from the UPSC. The Honorable Court has said that it is not about one individual. It is about fixing the institution which are ad hoc. Absolutely yes, but all of this is something which is later, Navika ji. For us, the priority right now is that on June 21st you have more than 2 million students whose future is online, and it is our responsibility, and we will do it. We will not pass the buck like the Congress party, which had repeated leaks and where the Congress Rajasthan president himself was booked in an ED raid for question paper leak. So yes, your questions are legitimate, but my intent is pure. I am taking the responsibility. I have myself ordered the CBI probe. Our government ourselves has ensured that there is no leak. In fact, on the case of the CBSE OMR you are speaking about, we've taken the thing into cognizance. Had we passed the buck, we would have said that we should not have ordered CBI
But tell me, where is the accountability? Priyanka Kakkar, where is the accountability? Have we seen anybody being made accountable? The last I heard, NTA is not accountable. If NTA is not responsible, the teachers who were, arrested because they leaked the papers at their level, what will Indian Air Force do if the paper has leaked even before it is transported through the IAF place?
Just 15 seconds, Navika. Definitely there is accountability, and if the CBI probe points towards anybody in the NTA, however it will be, the action will be taken. The arrests are happening, the probe is not stepped.
So till then, Priyanka Kakkar, wait, watch, sip your coffee.
No, now let me. I hope ED party ke pravakta won't interrupt me because I gave him the respect and he will also hear me fully. I think the Supreme Court also was very clear and stated that these are all ad hoc measures. These are all ad hoc measures and this shows massive, extraordinary admission of systematic failure. This was very clear. Now the thing is, Navika ji, you will remember that this party came into power amid the Vyapam scam in 2014, and at that time the STF had named people like the BJP CM, the BJP Education Minister, the BJP Governor, the BJP Governor's son. 40 people died mysteriously. What happened? We don't know. And then how has that system evolved? The system has only evolved for the culprits and not for the students. The system has evolved for culprits because the ED party has now created a system where it has a lot of intermediaries between the main accused and the BJP pawns. You see, when this BJP Youth General Secretary of the Rajasthan was arrested, Dinesh Baniwal, in this year's paper leak case, what did he say? Bade log ko pakdo. So he was so clear about it, and his pictures are all over with the BJP's education minister in Rajasthan. His pictures are everywhere. Now, if the PM is monitoring the situation now, after not sending the pravaktas also to any debate for 1 week to hope that the entire news dies down, unfortunately the CBSE fiasco was topped it. So, do you, I mean, एक मिनट के लिए भी धर्मेंद्र प्रधान क्यों हमारे एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर हैं, एक सेकंड के लिए भी उनको क्यों रहना है? This BJP should explain. What is it that he has done so wonderfully?
All right.
The last
Pradeep Bhandari, please respond. Please respond.
Well, I was expecting my colleague from the other party to be logical from the Shishmal party, but I'll answer to specifics. The essence of what she's saying is that the NTA should be disbanded. This is exactly what went to the Honorable Court today and was part of one of the petitions. The Honorable Court dismissed it, and the Honorable Court did not entertain that the NTA should be... allow me to respond. You are an advocate, you can challenge me on facts. The Honorable Court did not even pass an observation that the NTA should be suspended. The Honorable Court asked the NTA to learn from UPSC, which it will do. And the NTA was formed after Radhakrishnan Committee's recommendation.
In the middle of all this, I have a very simple question to ask. NTA will learn from UPSC, UPSC will teach NTA, classes will be held. What about students who are appearing, Sarvananji? What about them? Are they guinea pigs in this system? That they will go on preparing while NTA with a learner license is trying to learn how to set papers and conduct exams? Is this what? Is this? Well, that should have happened before NTA was set up. You have to have SOP before examinations are done.
There were 100 recommendations for 2024 which were implemented.
You know, Pradeep Bhandari, no, if there is a mafia, you are in government and you have to sort it out. We don't have to sort it out.
Yes, we will.
The children, the students cannot be guinea pigs, and that is the bottom line, Sarvanan.
Their future is our future.
Should NTA now be learning the ropes from the UPSC at the cost of using students as guinea pigs?
Absolutely. See, when the show started, there is a breaking news from Stockholm. They decided to award the Nobel Prize for conducting the best examinations to the Ministry of Education run by the BJP government. Now the only question is, who has to go and get the Nobel Prize from the Nobel Prize Committee? Whether it should be the Education Minister, whether it should be the NTA Chairman or the CBSE Director. There is a tough competition. This is the kind of joke that is running. And what are these people doing? They are attacking Mr. Rahul Gandhi. You may attack Rahul Gandhi, but you have lost the perception. The students of this country have lost their faith in this education system. Why are you running? Why are you trying to take this Air Force plane? Why this is happening? Again, this is a headline management to escape from your monumental failure that has happened. You are trying and steering whether Air Force should be used for this or not. That is not the discussion. The discussion is, as pointed out by the Supreme Court, who has to take accountability. Here on the screen you say, I take responsibility, then you resign and run.
Why should I? It is my responsibility to ensure that there is no leak. I will not pass away from my responsibility. I have ordered the CBI Pro, not you. I am accountable and we will fix it. My intent is pure as government. Stop politicizing it. You had leaks every year from 2004, whether it was CBSE 2006, whether it was CBSE 2007, where it was IEEE 2013, where it was CMT. There was not a single paper where you did not leak. You did not even honor CBI. I am willing to take the responsibility. Whosoever it is responsible and the CBI, we will take action. But stop politicizing for next 20 days. Because for us and you, the primary is to ensure that 21 lakh students' future is secured. And for that, it has to be zero leak. And we've implemented what the Supreme Court said in 2024. We are implementing what the Supreme Court said in 2026. We have nothing to hide. Our intent is pure. Ask us 100 questions. But stop politicizing it. Stop hoping for a leak. We are as and
Pradeep Bhandari ji, today your anger does not have any space. The anger is all on the other side. Please, you are not the one outraged. It is citizens who are outraged, students who are outraged, parents who are outraged. You belong to a party that is in power. For you, the emotion should be accountability. Please leave the outrage to the rest of the country.
But mafia which we are trying to fight against, they are politicizing it.
Do not be enraged about the mafia. Fix it.
We will.
That is your job.
Leave
the rage part to us tonight. Please allow us at least that, because we are asking the questions. And I, Ashwini Kumar Mishra, only want to ask one question. Once again, in NEET, question papers are a problem. In CBSE, answer papers are a problem. जाएं तो जाएं कहां?
Navika ji, your viewers and fellow panelists. First, let me start by congratulating you. When media is whole media is busy asking the question on why Rahul Gandhi said this or why Congress said this, you are asking the question to the government, and I am sure your viewers is watching this. And this is very commendable, Navika ji.
Ashwini, I need no certificate to do so. As a parent and as a citizen, as a journalist, I know what my responsibilities are. I know when I look at a situation, I form not questions for somebody or against somebody. These are questions for me, the students and the parents who are going through this trauma live every single day. That's the problem. You tell me, does IAF usage, the Indian Air Force usage, does it settle a problem or does it scare you even more?
Navika ji, I was just congratulating you, and I'm just comparing with other media outlets who are busy explaining why price rise is bid for the country. So I was just congratulating you on doing a commendable job, and I'm sure Shri Pawan Kheda ji also watching this. Now coming back to the moot question. First of all, let me fact check 2 points. India was 4th largest GDP in 2024. I think right now it's 6th. So to become a third largest GDP, it has to become 5th and 4th and then 3rd. That is one fact check correction. Now another thing Mr. Bhandari said about number of paper leaks. In last 25 years, major around 100 paper leaks happened. Out of that, 85 happened under NDA. The moot question is why they are not sacking the minister who is responsible for it. And if NTA is not responsible for this, not accountable for this, तो 2017 में NTA क्या गुइयां झीलने के लिए बनाई गई थी? Third point, they are telling that court will decide whether NTA should be removed or not. Tomorrow they can say कि ministers की भी कोई accountability नहीं है. If you want to make minister accountable, go to the court and ask court to decide whether Dharmendra Pradhan should be sacked or not. Same thing happened for Hardeep Puri Sudhar. Their problem is they are not taking accountability of anything. they are exposed, their system failure is exposed. अगर देश को मिलिट्री से ही चलाना है तो राष्ट्रपति शासन लगाइए ना देश में सरकार की क्या जरूरत है? आप देखिए नाविका जी, दिस इज द हाइट कि आप एग्जाम पेपर कराने के लिए आपको मिलिट्री चाहिए। इससे ज्यादा क्या हो सकती है? जवाब देना पड़ेगा इस सरकार को।
You should get the feeling of reassurance that the government can go any extent to ensure that 21st
is now going to be used to assuage feelings.
To ensure
the
that
Indian Air Force is going to be used to assuage feelings, sir, and that also feeling for examination, sir.
At this moment,
is this atrocious as a comment? I want to get into
This is a temporary measure, and we have learned from global best practices.
भाई हमारी फीलिंग सही हो जानी चाहिए, इसलिए हम IAF के प्लेन्स उड़ा देंगे। तुषार गुप्ता, if there was reasoning that ever fell flat on its face, it is this. I don't know what to say because I really want to pull my hair out.
You should be happy as a parent that we are willing to go any extent, Navika ji.
You know, don't even talk about making parents happy. You have put them through hell over the last 1 month when their children have been toying. So Pradeep Bhandari, stop gloating. Stop saying parents should be happy. Parents, if you ask them, must be feeling literally violent right now by hearing these statements.
So the parents, I am 100% sure when there will be zero leak, they will be confident that our intent is pure.
First deliver that and then we'll talk. Tushar.
Navika, look, the priority right now of the government should be to ensure that the students are able to appear for a re-exam without any leaks. Now, the opposition can take all sorts of digs at the BJP, at the government. The truth of the matter is the civilian supply chain that was deployed in the previous exam, the one that got cancelled, that has failed completely. Therefore, it's important to fix the supply chain. Now, the exam is the first priority. Next year, क्या होता है supply chain का, कौन resign करता है, कौन सी organization बंद होती है, खुलती है, that's irrelevant right now. Right now, the most important priority of the government is to get the exam going because students are waiting. They are under tremendous stress. They want to get done with the exam and move on with their careers. So all these political digs from the opposition can wait. Number two, the headline about the IAF being used. जो leaks हुए, अब वो प्रोफेसर ही अगर पेपर लीक कर रहे हैं, एक सिविलियन आर्किटेक्चर में प्रोफेसर जैसा रिस्पेक्टेड जॉब वही पेपर लीक कर रहा है, the government has to turn to the Indian Air Force because they have to ensure that one, the exam is done, and two, it's done in a foolproof manner. It's bad optics maybe, but that's the most rational decision they can come up with. Number three, we are talking about the exam in June. There is also the question of unpredictable weather. Civilian supply chain, civilian logistics are quite vulnerable in those times. And I'm purely thinking from a student's perspective here. They are quite vulnerable in those times, susceptible to leaks. That is where the Indian Air Force can actually help ensuring that even in far-reaching corners of India, if the weather plays a spoil spot or poses a challenge, that is where the logistics expertise of the Indian Air Force can help. So right now, the only concern
so then, Tushar, please allow me to ask. So a feeling of security allows us to rationalize usage of the Indian Air Force. Weather can be bad, so use the Indian Air Force. Shut down the civil aviation sector and give Indian Air Force, because after all, people flying domestically in that weather are also important citizens of this country. Unhe bhi Indian Air Force ke planes mein transport karo. What kind of logic is this that is being given? I don't know. Abbas Haider, you find logic in this? You are muted, and then don't blame me that I have muted you.
No, I won't, Navika ji, and thank you so much for taking this up because you have took it up earlier also. I was in your show. Navika ji, this is not about one particular paper leak, but it's about a systematic, collapse. Because, when the government, they fail, they try to hide behind a system, an institution which has got credibility. Now, this time it is Indian Air Force. Navika ji, the question is very simple. If the BJP's intent is clear, what Mr. Bhandari was claiming all throughout the debate. He was talking about his intent. When we were asking him questions, he was being offensive and he was asking about intent because you don't have any answer to your question. Now, because this thing is very simple. Why has Bharatiya Janata Party not choose to, conduct this exam through CBT model, which they have promised also? First paper on CBT model happened in India in 2009. It was CAT. So 17 years later, this paper is not being conducted on CBT model. If it would have been that, there would have been no point of, transporting a question paper from one place to another. There would have been no need for Indian Air Force to transport it. It would have reduced human interference and, which would have ended this paper leak. The thing is the BJP government would bring transparency into the system, which unfortunately they have not bought yet. And I believe that, whoever is making the paper...
But it is a transparent system. It is so transparent that the question paper is leaked before. It is so transparent. Sab dekh lo bhai aur answer kar lo. That is how transparent the system is. I do not believe the criticism comes from the Congress on the issue of whether this company was evaluated, due diligence. That company has been, supplying to other states as well. This political point scoring leaves me absolutely untouched. But Pradeep Bhandari, I want to ask you, you have an on-screen marking system where there are so many people on social media who have put up their answer sheets. Yes. The answer sheets are not there. Somebody else's has come. It's not transparent. You can't read it. Do you realize that parents who take loans to make their children go through these professional exams and college thereafter now have to spend money for rechecking also? They have to go through the trauma and stress of rechecking. Then when they sit for an entrance exam, they have to go through the trauma of leaking. I'm just asking you, intent, it's great to have good intent. It is what is available on the ground that affects people, and on the ground the system is absolutely compromised.
Navika ji trusted certain professors and there was a leak by certain professors of certain question bank, and it is our government which orders CBI probe, and as per the 2024 judgment of the Supreme Court, where in 2024 where there was a localized leak, the Supreme Court itself, despite protests, said that the examination should not be cancelled. We were the ones to cancel the examination at this moment because it is about the meritorious students. Point number 2 on your part, yes, and I'll assure you there will be no money which will be spent by the parents, there will be no money which will be spent, every grievance will be heard, every glitch will be solved. This is our intent. We are not passing. There has not been a political...
So if you want a re-evaluation of a 12th standard paper of CBSE, do you have to go to payment gateway and pay for it or not? Yes or no? Please tell me.
We are also looking at reimbursement of that part. That is also into consideration.
पहले pay करो, फिर reimburse करो, पहले exam दो, फिर cancel कराओ, पहले exam दो, फिर answer paper अपना ना हो, तो उसके लिए अपना माथा खराब करो. What's going on, Pradeep Bhandari? You are exasperating the system.
Navika ji, we are taking accountability about it. This is why the IAF is deployed. You might disagree to it. People might disagree to it. They might think that this is bad optics. But for us, optics do not matter. The future of 21 lakh students matter. And as rightly pointed out by Tushar, when the civil supply chain has failed, it is our duty to apply the army. And this is not for the first time. China has done it in Gaokao. Despite that you have thousands of leaks, we want to ensure zero leak taking place.
China model follow करो ना. एक ही चीज में China क्यों देख रहे हो? China model follow कर लो.
Navika ji, because ये
चाइनीज को बुला लो, कंडक्ट करवा तुम्हारे एग्जाम.
हमने ये पूरे के पूरे प्रोसेस को सुप्रीम कोर्ट की गाइडलाइन के हिसाब से लागू करा था. 100 रिकमेंडेशन सुप्रीम कोर्ट की हाई पावर्ड कमिटी की थी 2024 में, 100 राधाकृष्ण कमेटी ने इम्प्लीमेंट करी. दिस इज अ डिफरेंट
एंड देन उसके बाद पेपर हैज लीक. all 100
this is where the moral incompetence was not
your
political
fault of trust is the price is being paid by the students. You may have made a mistake. You may have made a genuine mistake, but please understand the price is being paid by the students and the parents and Sarvanan. Is this explanation enough?
No, not at all. Firstly, congratulations to Times Group for explaining this OSM toolkit. All the CBSE school heads were putting out this video on their timelines that OSM is awesome. And now, after this outrage, they started deleting those videos. It's a welcome change. This is how the BJP has to be taught a lesson.
So this is unless feedback, my dear friend.
Unless people react. unless media answers. My another question is, see, Times Now is such a huge channel. Why there is no investigative journalism? You are just reporting. Why are you not investigating?
Oh. So I should become CBI. I should investigate at what level the leak took place. I should go and question and interrogate all the professors who have leaked this. You know, Sarvanand, I love it that you think we are supermen and women, but we are not. We don't have these powers that you want to give. Please empower us. We will do everything. We will even contribute to governance, sir. We will do everything for you. Not just investigation, but Priyanka Kakkar, you know, that's what the problem is. We don't have a sense of proportion when we criticize something. The opposition is criticizing, raising questions, rightly so. But then they go to the absurd level. Why is Times Now not interrogating people? Is that the job of a media house, a media channel, or you know, a journalist to go and start interrogating people? The question here is, the system is compromised. It's been seen both in the CBSE case and the NEET case. The question is, will the use of IAF restore the confidence of the students and the parents who are facing traumatic times? Where do you stand on that?
I have one submission to make, Navika ji. I want this shameless, corrupt, incompetent ED party, BJP party, to at least make some provisions for the students now, like the Bhagwant Mann government made the public transport free.
Shishmel party, okay? You are the Shishmel party which does corruption inside Shishmel.
My lady, and gentlemen, can I please request on such a sensitive, 1 minute, on such a sensitive topic, can we keep the personal adjectives out and come? Let's please today, for the sake of the future of the students, can we have a debate on the issue rather than getting personal and using adjectives? Let's stick to the issue, ma'am. My request, please.
I'm sticking to the issue. The adjectives I have used are not sufficient for this incompetent BJP. I am also saying, you know, I saw that BJP was absent throughout on all debates. And what did they do through their pawns who are peddling themselves as journalists and
you're not speaking for students today, Priyanka.
They started defaming the students. Started calling the students Pakistani. Started calling the students Pakistani. Are they taking any action?
You have not spoken a single word on NTA. You are an advocate of the Supreme Court of India. You have not even spoken what the Supreme Court has said.
Please, you anti-national party,
you are the biggest anti-national person and the anti-national party which politicizes everything, which does corruption inside Shishmel, which is not one word uttered for the students. It's about 20 lakh when 1 lakh students do politics after 21st June. I will not go to your level. For me, the future 21 lakh students is priority. And like you.
That's actually 23 lakhs, 2 lakh students. Chhodiye mat, please.
23 lakh, thank you for correcting, 21 lakh, 23 lakh. But एक बार भी ये क्यों नहीं बात कर रही हैं? How will your government cooperate? Will you ensure there is no leak from Punjab? Why are you politicizing it? You are the people who are the most corrupt. Your political corruption is known to the world.
I don't know about this whole system, but I think definitely political parties need to participate on Yoga Day on 21st of June and just calm down doing Alom Vilom. Tushar Gupta, you wanted to come in. Tushar.
That's the simple thing I'm saying. The opposition will take this opportunity to take pot shot, ED party, this and that. That is irrelevant to the larger debate. Right now, the focus is students. And I think the government has done the right thing, not taking back the civilian supply chain route, because you already have it compromised. The CBI is investigating it. How can you deploy the same supply chain that is under investigation for the first leak? The opposition needs to understand.
May I just come with a question that is so basic that I'm wondering why nobody is asking or responding to it. The initial leak took place from within the NTA system, not during transportation. So what are we even talking about? We need to fix that, Pradeep Bhandari.
Absolutely, yes. But this is not, that is one scenario. We are preparing for every scenario. Tomorrow you will say you prepared for scenario A, you did not prepare for scenario B. So we are ensuring that the entire supply chain, from where the questions are made to where it is transported to any examination hall, everything is leak proof. They are hoping for a leak, the opposition. We will not let them give opportunity because they can politicize it, they can criticize
well,
that.
ladies and gentlemen, the fate of 23 lakh NEET students hangs in the balance. The fate of the other 19 lakh students who have appeared for CBSE also hangs in balance. I only want to ask one question. Can the system face these students in the eye and respond to the trauma, the pain and the helplessness that they feel today? Political parties will continue to take pot shots and digs at each other. Doesn't matter. It is the lives of these students that are on the line. Will we experiment on them, use them as guinea pigs, or will we deliver to them a foolproof system? That is the only test that is remaining. And we're watching. We're with the students. But I'm sorry, I can't help but say that it's a hope and a prayer that we rest our hopes. Thank you very much to all my panelists joining me on debate number 1.